Hey, yeah, it is clear skies. How's it going? MJ here, and we're live with the Pocket 3. Skies have been clear, which is another reminder, though, why we're down here. How you doing, Jim? All right. We're in Kaohsiung, unfortunately, because my father's ill. Father-in-law. Feel like he's my father. For those of you who may know, and trust me, I realize I'm breaking the rule of thirds by putting the horizon in the center, but I did want to see the glow of the sky. But the sun has just now set, so I'm going to lower it down a little bit, and then you can see the tank farm and all that. In a moment or two, I'll zoom out. I'm not using the wireless mic because I kind of wanted you to get the ambience. Down below is the Chingwei on the side of the road there. I talked about that some yesterday. My family and I were on the roof of our house. It's one reason I came up here. On the roof of my house, we were doing an astrophotography session, and we got an urgent call from one of my wife's sisters. Her dad was in the ICU, so we came rushing down here. Now this is basically a canal. I'm on the roof, you can see, but let me zoom out, or in, I guess whichever way you want to call it. That is the port over there, and you can see all the, what do they call those, davits, I guess, that are there to service the ships. Kaohsiung is one of the largest ports in the world, and busy, you know. I mean, that's why it's called one of the largest, because it's one of the busiest. But you see a couple boats out there now. I'm on 4x zoom, so it's a little fuzzy because I'm broadcasting at 720, so it's not like it's 4K. But all right, there's a couple boats out there. And there's even one in the foreground coming into view right about now. There you go. So I'm gonna go back down and like this, and I'll go ahead and readjust my gimbal slightly down. Yeah, this is a place that I live streamed from before. Yeah, it is a huge port. It really, really is. I like walking around down there. I haven't done it for a long time, but I used to take my camera with me, and gosh, I hope I don't knock this Pocket 3 off the ledge. I'll tell you what, if I do though, it'd be one very interesting live stream. An interesting test to see if it falls 12 stories plus the roof. Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, well, I haven't been on much because of, difficulties I've been having, but they seem to be subsiding. So I got new difficulties, so down here because of my father-in-law's in the ICU, like I said, is suffering respiratory failure. So I'd rather not think about it too much. I brought a chair with me. I'm just going to sit up here. By the way, I'm going to walk over here and just ignore this little drain thing. That's the Dream Mall and parking lot for the building next door to it. That's not the Dream Mall parking lot. But a number of times I've live streamed out at this place, and that's the Dream Mall Ferris wheel that's on top of the building. Oh yeah, let's see if we can catch that down there. There's the Chingwei again. Oh, I'm not used to the gimbal when it zoomed out. Ah, there it is. Okay.
'Okay. And let's zoom back in. This is
the view from where I normally live stream from, right in that corner down there, kind of where those two cars are. Right behind there's a section, and it overlooks that parking lot. You guys have seen that a million times. Alright, let's go back over here. It's one of my favorite parts of the day here, and it's oh, that looks pretty good. Nice and cool. Yeah, it is pretty much a prime location, except it's kind of a retirement community. It's really old, you know. It's a place that's okay, but I personally don't want to live here, you know. But I just realized something. How stupid can you get? If I'm going to sit away, I need to put the mic on, sorry. Now, let me tell you, this is cool. This is really cool. Let me go ahead and show you this. Huh, can't even find it. All right, we're gonna start over. Okay, we're gonna start over. Can't even find it with a gimbal. Hold on, I'm gonna reset this gimbal. There it is. Gimbal endpoints reached. Yeah, I know. I just passed by it. Where is it? Come on, guys. I hate when this happens. Okay. Should be straight up from here. Can't even see it. Some astrophotographer I am. I can't even get a fix on the moon because the gimbal acts so weird. Yeah, I'll blame it on the gimbal. There it is. There it is. Thank you. Let's center it. My gosh. Okay. We were photographing that when we got the call. And I got a couple of lousy pictures from a few days ago. The Pocket 3 does not operate like a normal gimbal camera. And I know you can set the follow speed and all that, but sorry about that convoluted look at the sky. That was terrible. Yeah. What I did, Jim, was I put my microphone on because I realized you get used to the microphone, and then when you don't have it on, it's like, uh-oh. So yeah, anyway. Yeah, lights are starting to come on. Let's see, we can go up just a hair, a little bit. I have the Pro Black Mist filter on, and this thing is actually zoomed in. So why don't we zoom back out? I think it's clearer. And I'll crank it down a little bit more that way, and then maybe over that way some more. Yeah, I think it might be a little bit more interesting there. I don't know, we'll just see. Okay. Certainly looks nice though on the video, because I was just previewing a little bit. Boy, open the latch to the roof, and you know, things being what they are and safety not being necessarily a high priority, opening the latch to get onto the roof, it actually pinched the skin, and I don't know if that's a tendon or whatever, but that little connective tissue between my forefinger and my thumb. Holy cow, that was nasty. But here we are. Doing some larynx exercises here to get rid of the tension. You'll hear the snapping and popping maybe. Yeah, I just wanted to come on for a little while and say hello, show the sun going down. Although the funny thing is I actually technically missed the sundown by a couple of minutes. That's just how it is though. But this P3 is now, I mean, it's a live streaming machine, works great. Can't believe how good it works now. That mall is great though, they got a lot of stuff. I didn't go over there and look, but I'm sure they have a couple of EMR pens, which is kind of my new hobby, collecting EMR pens since I went e-ink. But yeah, let's just enjoy the ambiance for a minute. Try that. It's my pleasure, man. I know what you mean. I like sitting up here a lot, and it's pretty good just being on the roof. You can see the 85 building from here too, if you remember that from your days in Taiwan. '85 building is 90 degrees to the right. Actually, let's go over there for a minute because there's been so many of these new buildings. Wow, you know, the moon looks really fantastic. And when we get back home tomorrow, I think tomorrow night we'll do another astrophotography session. I think that'll be really, really productive because the moon always looks better as a crescent. All right, let's walk over here. Reset the gimbal. Kaohsiung has really grown up. I love Kaohsiung. I would like very much to live here. So let's go ahead and zoom in a little bit, and then I'll move the gimbal. Let me zoom all the way in. All right, now I'll move the gimbal. Okay, that's the famous 85 building, and it's on the side so that you're not seeing the, you know, the famous open center on it. That building on the left is an office building, and that thing lights up crazy at night. And a lot of the new stuff in Taiwan, it's just, you know, it's all, hey Mike, how are you? Good to see you, bro. Thank you. Yeah, I hope you're doing well too. A lot of crazy LED kind of stuff, you know, going on. But building right there, it's hard to see because there's, you know, something in the way, but over here on the right, another one. It's got a bunch of LEDs going on. there's a lot of this kind of construction happening in Taiwan. Down here in Kaohsiung, it's pretty interesting. And so let me just do this, and I'm going to leave those three buildings kind of like that for a few minutes, because although, you know, the camera is exposing very well, you know, for how dark it is quite dark, and I want you to kind of see what these things do. Let me pop it up just a little bit. I don't know if I can get the top of the, almost the 85 building. There you go. Maybe just, there you go. I think that's pretty good. Yeah, that's looking good. All right. You know, magnification, you know, zoom on the Pocket 3. So wow, I got nothing to complain about. This is a live streaming machine here. Yeah. So this is the real Taiwan and the real Kaohsiung, for sure. It is considerably darker than what it looks like now. It's too bad he didn't make it down here, because it really is cool, yeah. But I'm glad you've experienced it before and know about it. Speaking of cool, yeah, temperature dropped a couple degrees, so it's great. Not bad at all. Can't get any higher though. They got, you know, the elevator maintenance room up there, you know, and I can't, yeah, I'm not gonna go up there. End up having to do acrobatics. Good evening, Dave. How are you? Good to see you. We're on the roof here in Kaohsiung, and I try to make it for sundown. I was just setting up. I was like, it just set. But we have the sky, the glow of the sky, and that's the 85 building in the center. And these are a couple new buildings recently. I mean, the one on the left's been around for about 6 years now. The one on the right is, I don't remember that thing. It's pretty new. In fact, there's a crane on top of it. But the view is pretty spectacular, and yeah, remember those? Man, oh man, that was really something. I actually did a periscope from up here at sundown years ago, and it went over pretty well. There's the glow from the sky, and we can pull down just a hair. Quite a number of ships outside, you know, out in the harbor. And let's do a slow turn over here this way. You see the wall, but Chengkong Road down there, and in the far distance is the port. And really hard to see, but there are ships out there. Let's see if we can catch one. Let me go back to, let me see, go back to around about here. I want to make sure I don't drop this silly thing. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and zoom in on the canal. And then I'm going to go up here. All right. There you go. Now, I think if I go to the right slightly, well, there's some ships right, that kind of grayish, or the kind of brown building right in the middle there. I mean, to the far right. There's a ship behind that. And then there's another ship right there on the edge, and then another one there. Okay, let's put it in the middle. Okay, right in the center, of course, on the water side. There's a ship right there, and there's also a ship in the foreground. Let me see what it looks like on the phone. I don't know if you can see this or not. Yeah, you can see him. Okay. If it says the right, yes, Sundown with MJ Klein. Yeah, if it says the right title, then I did it. Yeah. What I was saying was that's a good point. It sounds inconsistent on my part, but what I was planning on doing, just so I could, spontaneously live stream, what I set up was a generic kind of title, just, like live stream with the Pocket 3 by MJK or something like that, with a generic thumbnail, and I have the generic thumbnail in there now. But it turns out that it's actually quite easy to use Google Chrome, and I like to craft my titles anyway, in the notepad, and then I can add an emoji or whatever. And so I just crafted a notepad, and then basically I just go over to Google Chrome to YouTube Studio in desktop mode and paste it in and save it, and it works just fine. So that's what I did, and I did it this time because I knew I wanted to do the sunset broadcast. So how much did I pay? Oh gosh, I forget. I think it was I got the creator combo, and you know something, Mike? The price is the same all over the world. If you get the DJI Store app, it'll be the same price. Well, actually, they have a tendency to. No, they do charge more in your part of the world. I forget if it was 21,000 or 26,000 NT. Seems to me it was just under $300 US, something like that. But I got the creator combo with it, and now what I want to show you down here when it gets to it, because there's a traffic light. And here's our little friend, the Qingwei. The light rail train is my new favorite train. It's really quite a lovely. 725 euros in Ireland on Amazon. Holy cow. All right. Just PayPal me the money and I'll send it to you, because with the shipping, you're going to save about 300 euros. Oh, that's crazy. There's the little Qingwei. I love this train, this light rail train. I try saying that like 5 times quickly. The light rail train. And there it is, and it's cruising along nice and slow. Thanks for going so slow for us, so we can follow you along. That's great. And there is a station. Can't see from here, but it's behind that building. It really is crazy, I know. That little stand that you see there is not for that. That's for the bus, but at any rate, just past that on the right, and you see some bicycles maybe in the dark in front of it. There's a bike trail there too. Go this way, and the bike trails are open 24/7, and they're really amazing. There's quite a few beautiful bike trails there. See the people on the bikes there? Yeah. And there's a bike rental system here too that's fantastic. You just use your little yo-yo card and pop it on there on the computer and take one. And it has an integral generator for the front light and the back light, so it's very safe. And people are using bicycles for transportation, and they're improving their health. And I think it's a fantastic thing, and I really, really want to move down here. I mean, I'm gonna have to move down here by myself, though. That's just how things are. All right, let's go back up and let's look at the colors. Oh yeah, there you go. There are the colors. Those sunset colors. There you go. I love it. I think this looks just fantastic. And I am previewing it on the phone, and it's surprisingly good. All right, I want to ask you guys a question. Dave, you're my technical advisor on everything. There is a setting. Yeah, it really is, Mike. It really is. And this is my parents-in-law. This is they live like 3 floors down from the roof. And out the window, the side of the building that they are on, they view the canal with the mall. Let me show that while I'm talking, because Dave just popped in recently here, and I want to show something, Dave, because you are very familiar with where I live stream from. This is the chair I was sitting in. I live stream from that from the canal, and Dave knows what I'm talking about. That's the canal. Across the street is a Dream Mall, and that's that famous parking lot that you guys see in my live streams. But where I'm streaming from is right down there. And if you see like where those, let me do this. See where those white cars are? There's a spot like right behind the white cars. Come on, we'll turn. For crying out loud, the gimbal sometimes goes up. The Pocket 3 is just weird the way it acts. Okay, so right behind those cars is a little bench. That bench right there. That's where I sit when I live stream. And you know, it goes out across the water, and then it reaches this parking lot over here that you see. And that's kind of a, all right. Just keeps telling me the gimbal endpoints are reaching, but it doesn't act like a normal gimbal. I always got to reset it and remove it. But that's that parking lot that you've seen in so many of those live streams across the water, and that's what it is. Okay. Let's unzoom this. Wow, this thing can be kind of touchy, let me tell you. But that's the Dream Mall. But what I wanted to talk about was there are several settings for the Pocket 3 for live streaming, okay? And no, I don't want to do that. One of them says like HD, one of them says smooth, and one of them says auto. And I've been keeping it on auto. And I found that when I'm playing the live stream back, I'm not watching my own live stream live because it burns more data for me, and I don't want to burn up the bandwidth. But what I'm getting at is it pauses every couple of seconds. The audio's fine, but the video will pause. And so what I want to know is, for you guys, is the video pausing or is it steady state? Because I set it to smooth as opposed to HD. You don't see the pause, okay. And I don't know if you have enough experience looking at the Pocket 3 live stream live yet to realize whether it's different. But I know when we do the playback, okay, good. I know when we do the playback, and I'm tempted to just use a slider and go back 5 minutes and take a look. But when I'm watching the playback, man, it's annoying. Kaohsiung also has an international airport, and there's a really cool place called the Feiji Cafe, and it is a cafe at the airport where you can sit and watch the planes take off and land. It's really nice. Really nice. So there's a lot of pluses down there, plus a huge music scene. And the music scene wasn't like this way back when. there's a faint dot just about the center of the picture, and that is an airplane coming in for a landing. The cafe is cool. Yeah. I like it a lot. So we have to leave tomorrow. Phoenix has school on Friday. Today's Tuesday. She has a little bit more homework, and part of her homework was us doing this astrophotography session. And oh, let me see. Okay, I'm not going to make this mistake. Anyway, we got more astrophotography to do, and we just haven't been able to do it. All right, now that's the moon. And let's see. Come on. Yeah, there she is. Whoops. Why are you doing this? Come on. Ah. See what I mean, guys? This thing does some goofy stuff. It's all flipped on me. Okay, anyway, that's the moon, and you can't see it, but directly overhead there's another dot, and that is the planet Jupiter. Yeah. And Jupiter right now looks beautiful. It's been unseasonably clear. Yeah, no wolves. No wolf moon tonight. It's been unseasonably clear the last couple of nights. Oh, I don't want to do that. I want to do this. There we go. Now I got the moon in. Holy cow, look at that. Jeez. Amateur photographer here, guys. Yeah. I'm guessing if I go straight up, though, I can't see the... Oh, there it is. You see that little dot right there. All right, I'll put it right in the center of the screen. There you go. Kind of fading in and out. I think if I go like this, and I put both of them in there, you might be able to see it better. I don't know. But that was Jupiter. It is something about it, yeah. See, I have a lot of experience with mobile phone gimbals. I've had 4 different ones, and by 3 different companies. And I know how they operate. You know, I know like how to swing them, to aim them at what I want, and this doesn't do it. This seems to favor being horizontal. See, what I don't understand, if I'm using a mobile phone gimbal, right, and I'm aiming it down at something, if I pull the trigger and recenter the gimbal, it centers it in the direction where I'm looking. It just makes it level, but it makes it straight forward, you know? So I could show something like if I'm, I don't know, walking down the street and I'm looking at some art or something that's low on the ground, and I tip the gimbal and I reset it. It resets relative to the angle of the handle, so it knows I'm looking down. This guy resets to the horizon, regardless of whether the handle is. Now that has an advantage if you're trying to be stealthy, because it means I can have the Pocket 3 at full arm's length with my arm just hanging down by my side, you know, like I'm not even using it. Press the button twice, it resets the gimbal and it's facing forward like a flashlight, and suddenly I'm stealth recording or stealth live streaming. But that attribute has a downside, because you saw that I was just like a few minutes ago trying to show this parking lot or the cars that were parked, and behind us were live streamed down by the canal, and it's kept hitting the gimbal endpoints because it wants to stay up on the horizon. It's just, it drives me nuts sometimes. I wish there was a firmware update. I wish there was one more firmware update for it, and that is for the face tracking, because the face tracking works great. If I flip this thing around, if it can see me in this low light, it'll face track. And I don't want to do it because I don't want to wreck this live stream. But Yeah, I know, and the light gathering capability is quite impressive. It's a 1-inch sensor, and there is a low light mode, but I have found that low light mode isn't advantageous. I shot at night. This is the normal color profile too. I always shoot normal color profile because I didn't like the decine-like. But the thing that bugs me is with the face tracking, there's no hysteresis. There's no range that I can move back and forth that it won't track. So if I move 1 centimeter to the left, the picture shifts. It's annoying. It's like too twitchy. So they need to make a range. Like the face tracking acquires you as the target, and you say, you know, I don't know, make it a number, you know, how sensitive is it? Number 1 through 5. And 5 means that your face can go almost to the edge of the frame before it starts to move. Something like that. So this is my last night. We got to leave. We're leaving on the train, the first train in the morning at 6 something in the morning. So we'll be out the door about 5. So tonight, MJ is going to explore some more rum. There you go. There's the Chingwei right there. I had some Caribbean rum the other night at a place that was just fantastic. And I'm using the Pro Black Mist filter. And Mike, that's extra. That's not in the Creator combo. What's in the Creator combo is the wide angle lens. Of course, I don't need that now. The wide angle lens, a single mic, and yeah, it was great to have you with us live. Thank you so much. Take care. Thanks so much, Mike. And by the way, what's the latency? I'm trying to answer these questions as soon as I see them. Is there a tremendous amount of latency? I mean, are you guys asking me these questions and I'm answering them 2 minutes later, or is it just a matter of seconds? We can do a latency test. We haven't done those for a long time, but yes, that's because of the way it handles the highlights. Gosh, it's dark. Okay, good. It's dark right now. I'm actually afraid to grab it and try to take it off in case I drop it. But do you see how? I pressed the wrong button. Sorry. All right, do you see how, well, you can get it by itself, or you can get it with the Creator combo, and the Creator combo has a single mic 2, and it has a wide angle lens, it has the tripod clip, the mini tripod, and it has the battery extension handle, and it has a holder for it. And the holder is, it's a protector. Oops, sorry, I was, okay. You see how these highlights are kind of like, it's kind of almost like a dirty lens? Yeah. That's what the mist filter does, is it softens the highlights. It makes it look like that, so, a lot softer. And in my opinion, it's a lot more desirable because there is lens flare. See, of course, I'm at maximum zoom, but there is lens flare. But what that tends to do is minimize the lens flare-y kind of look and give you more of a foggy. It was, you know, people pay big money for those kind of filters, but you know, those Pro Mist filters are huge in the still photography realm. But you see these lights and the way the highlights are coming off the water. It's all been softened by this Pro Mist filter. Kind of makes it just more cinematic and more dreamy looking. Now you see the lights on those davits out there, which you know, they're unloading the ships. All right, now let's move up a little bit because I think we're going to have an aircraft. Now the options that I have, the only other option that I got was, I ordered it from DJI through their app, was I got the GoPro mount for it, which basically holds the camera, the body, and puts like a the two-fingered GoPro mount on the back of it. And then I got the Pro Black Mist filter. So you see how it looks like the airplane is kind of flying somewhat in fog? It doesn't look like that with your eye. It's perfectly clear with your eye. But it's not a bad look. It's a nice look, and it softens those highlights, and I really like it. So I find that I shoot with the stupid thing on all the time. So I just like how it looks. Plane's going in for a landing. Those sodium vapor lights, those orange lights in the background, that's all port action. There's a section, if you try to drive down through there, you can. It's all blocked off. It's a security zone. But that whole other side where we were looking at is actually an island. Now I'm looking at this on the phone with that Pro Black Mist filter. It looks pretty cool. My long-term view of it is that it is a better camera than I need for what I'm doing, because I'm not really a vlogger. I'm trying to learn how to vlog. You know, vlogging is not easy. It's not just walking around with a stick talking to yourself. You got to know what to do, and some things just are mundane and not interesting. So you end up shooting a lot. I have a big card, 256, and right now it tells me I've got 10 hours capacity on this card. Battery lasts a long time, and there's a battery extension handle that I got for it. I can't really say enough good about it. I think the thing is fantastic, and I'm looking forward to it. And it takes great pictures too. One of the big YouTubers put me onto something though. It has a 1-inch sensor. It's square, just like the Mini 3 Pro, the drone I have. Basically, this is kind of like a Mini 3 Pro, you know, on a handle. And if you take shots in 16:9, then you are cropping the full sensor. So this guy said, take all your shots in 1:1. And if you want a 16:9 crop, do it later in post. I'm like, oh, duh. And then if I frame it goofy, I can just, slide the frame up and down. But that's what you do. So that's what I'm doing. I don't know if the same could be said for filming in 16:9. I don't know, but yeah. And I do have control while I'm live streaming. I can change the color profile. Well, let me I can check the color profile. I don't know if I can actually change it. That's if I swipe in from the right, I swipe into the left. The exposure, I can go on manual. See, for example, right now that's manual, and so now we're shooting like for nighttime. That looks pretty cool. Yeah, that's interesting. But then, so I guess I can, change it. Let me go back. Come on. Exposure, I'll go back to auto. I can do the same exact thing with the white balancing, the sharpness and EV values, because the thing has a tendency to over sharpen. And I always run this at -0.3 EV, and it focuses on continuous mode. And there's even a tab where I can change the transmitter. And wow, I just cut a wicked cheese. I don't know if you could hear it. I should have muted the transmitter. Noise reduction is off, and this is noise reduction on. And it makes a significant difference. But I think right now, I want to leave it off so you can sort of hear the ambience. So while you are playing with it, you can adjust some of the parameters. And it says live down the bottom. It says the amount of time I've been live, and quite a bit of information on the screen. The screen is a lot larger than the version 2. Oh, now that it's getting darker, we can definitely see. Why is it telling me gimbal endpoints reached? That's what I mean. All I did was I just grabbed it, and it did that. Okay, so there's the moon. If we keep going, and we're lucky, there's Jupiter. There it is. It's Jupiter. Of course, you're never going to resolve a disk on this thing, but that's it. That's Jupiter. I'm a huge fan of the moon, and there it is. And it's crescent. It's about, I think it's about 7-8% tonight. So, yeah. We just had a new moon 4 days ago, was it? Okay, reset. Yeah, so you see what I mean? It doesn't exactly follow like it normally would. Yeah, but hey. I think it was a good investment. So we've been on, gosh, I had no idea I would be going this long. We've been on for over 45 minutes. Oh yeah, here you go. See the searchlight beams? Yeah. You know what's down there in the water? Yeah. The big duck. Yeah. So my family's playing mahjong. My wife, my daughter, they're all playing mahjong. But they're going to go down and look at that big duck later, which I think is a huge mistake. They should have gone this afternoon. There's going to be 25,000 people down there. But I got to do it. So I'll get some Pocket 3 video of the duck. That's all I can tell you. Yeah, for sure. But that just makes this place like a Bortle Class 1000. If you're trying to do deep sky astronomy, like right now, all I see is the moon, and I see Jupiter, and I see, I think I see Cygnus, and gosh, is that Rigel? I can't even tell because it's too light, and there are a couple of streaks. I see a couple stars at the zenith, a couple around, but the streaks I'm seeing are from the LEDs, you know? And so, yeah, if I lived down here, photography, astrophotography, or just even visual astronomy would be quite a challenge because you really can't even see. But oh, I see. Okay, yeah, there's Betelgeuse and Rigel. Okay, so there's that must be Sirius down there. Okay, that's Sirius down there. So that's the Orion constellation right there, and it's barely visible because of all this light. I mean, because of that on the horizon. I mean, everywhere you look, it's just, the city is alive. So, yeah, that's what's going to happen. But the good news is Pingdong and points east are a lot less developed. And so if you want to ride an hour or an hour or two away, which is about the same for us in Hsinchu, an hour to an hour or two away, we can get some significantly darker places to do astronomy. And later this summer, we got a trip planned to one of the islands off the coast here of Kaohsiung. And that is a really dark place. But according to all my information I'm able to get by looking at the light pollution maps, is that like the best place in Taiwan for astronomy is Green Island. And the second place is that's my wife calling me. The second best place is my friend's house in Hualien. Okay guys, I gotta go. My wife's calling me because we're going to do the we're going to go see the duck. So you guys take care. Thanks so much for joining, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.